Today we are going over 8 bourbons that you need to try before you start buying some of these overly priced, over expensive bourbons that keep coming out. Hopefully this will help you. I'm excited. Let's go! Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Carlos. Thank you for joining me on the Whiskey Corner. Truly appreciate you guys stopping by, checking out the channel, and checking out the video. I know I've been a little MIA lately. I've been a lot of traveling. Now my wife is traveling, got the kids. Life happens. It is what it is. You probably heard a kid right there. But either way, I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for your support. We are at 1,300 subscribers. We're trying to get to 2,500. So I need your help in doing that. If you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe. That will really help me out. So what are we doing today? We are going over 8 bourbons that I quite honestly think that you should try to taste first before you start going after all these Blantons and Midwinter's Night Dram, even though that's a rye. But either way, before you start going into these bourbons that are like overpriced, I saw somebody's comment the other day that they stopped going after anything that's over $100, right? Because there's so many bourbons that are under $100 that are great, right? And I think sometimes we lose sight of that. We lose sight of the fact that you don't need $100+ bourbon to be able to drink good bourbon. Yes, we all fall into the FOMO. Oh my God, I have to go and get it. But if you sit back and you taste some of these bourbons, you'll be pleasantly surprised, pleasantly happy with what you have, and you might save yourself some money. So we're gonna go over 8 of them today. There are so many under $100, so I decided to stay in the $60 range. So all of these are around $60. They might be a little under, they might be a little over, but there's definitely all good, and some, and all actually, that you should try. And if you haven't tried it, I would buy one of these first before going after those very expensive bottles. First, let's do our inaugural cheers. That is freaking good. That is one that's on here. And I know a lot of people share my same sentiment with that one. So we'll get to what that is in a minute or two, but let's get started with the list. I'm gonna try to run through this quickly, and quite honestly, I'm not gonna give too much explanation on why it's on the list. It's just on the list because it's good, and it's around $60, and you should go and taste it. Buy it, and if you don't have it, definitely keep it in your bar. Either way, let's get into the list. So the very first one that I just have to get out of it is Maker's Mark. Now this is the cask strength. This is around $40. So this isn't the particular one that I'm putting on here. But if you go out and you get the Maker's Mark 46 cask strength, sometimes it's a little hard to get, right? By the way, any Maker's Mark, I think 46 and up are good. I think that they're good. You have the Maker's Mark 101, you have just this Maker's Mark cask strength, you have the 46, you have the 46 cask strength. I'm putting the 46 cask strength on here because it is around that $60 range. And at least for me, it's easier to find than those limited wood finish releases. So that is a good one for you to try to go get. Just remember, Maker's Mark 46 cask strength. You won't be disappointed. This next one is very hard for me to get, at least in person, right? I can always order it online. You always get the emails when it comes in stock, when it doesn't, yada, yada, yada. But I can get it online, and I have a few of these bottles because, you know, every time I want to go and get it or it comes in stock, I probably order like 1 or 2 of them just to keep them around because I do like them that much. And that is Smoke Wagon. Now this is the small batch. This is actually what introduced me into Smoke Wagon. My brother got it for me for my birthday about 2 years ago. I freaking fell in love with it. This is around that $50 range, but when you include shipping, at least I have to get it shipped, it definitely falls over $60. So for me, this is $60. So if you have not yet tasted this, go on the Smoke Wagon website, go on Sealbacks, go and get this. Or if you find it in your area, definitely pick one up. Oh, Jack Daniels, you get so much hate. They're in the news because of their distillery. They won, one of their bourbons won best bourbon of the year, and a lot of people don't agree with that. But what we can all agree on is that the single barrel proof is an amazing bourbon, whiskey, whatever the hell you want to call it. But around 60 bucks, you cannot find a better value, especially if you're a proof hound, right? Because a lot of these come over 130 proof. This one's particular is 131.3. Yeah, that's up there. So some of them do come at 120. I am starting to see 375 millimeter bottles now in my area. Before it was only the 750s, but these are great. And they're in that $60 range. You will not be disappointed with this. This is such an underrated bourbon whiskey, and I think more people should pick this up. You won't be disappointed. Old Forester. Old Forester is always up there on a lot of lists, right? Birthday bourbon and this and that. But a lot of people forget about the 1910 and the 1920. So I don't have a 1910 here with me, but they kind of coincide with each other. So it could either be the 1920, it could either be the 1910, but this is such a great bourbon. I personally like the 1910 a little bit more. I just like the flavors more. This is great as well, but if I had a choice, I would go for the 1910. Yeah, it's a little bit, it is less proofier, but it just goes better with my palate. But 1920 is such an amazing one as well. You won't be disappointed. They're in that $50 to $60 range, at least in my area, and you should definitely pick one of them or both of them up. So yeah, go. The one that I had in that glass, yeah, maybe you saw this coming, maybe you didn't, but I'll tell you either way, is Rare Breed. Yes, it's a Wild Turkey Rare Breed. This thing, I can find it in my area from 50 to 55, so it doesn't really reach that $60 range, but I have walked into some stores where I have seen it at 60, 65. I wouldn't buy it there, but this is such an amazing bourbon that if you have not tasted this, I implore you, go out and buy it right now, because this is an amazing bourbon. They're all amazing, but yeah, I still talk to people that have not tasted this, and I'm just like, really? But I know it's a little hard to find in some areas. They had a glass shortage. A lot of people are picking them up because they think they're gonna go away, yada, yada, yada. But if you're able to see this, definitely pick it up. 116 proof, at least this one is, and this is an amazing bourbon. Another one that's kind of like the 1910, it's a double oaked or double charred or whatever the hell you want to call it, toasted twice, is, yeah, Woodford Reserve double oaked. I love this. This is basically considered my dessert bourbon, just because it is a little bit sweeter because of that double oak, but this is great. And quite honestly, I was on the fence about this at the beginning. I bought a little bottle and I was like, I don't know. Then I tasted this at a bottle share and I was like, boom, I was hooked. I was like, Woodford Reserve double oaked, you're coming home with me. So I went to a store and brought it home with me. But this is such a good bourbon. You guys should pick it up. Definitely taste it, and you see what I'm talking about. Some people do not like this. Some people do. It does have a little bit of a nutty flavor. Sometimes it does go a little harsh. I personally love it, and in my area, it just passes that $60 range. Well, but I have seen it at between $56 and $62. I think I picked this one up at $60, so $59.99, but we are talking about Baker's 7. This is a great bourbon. I think anybody would like it, but I have heard some people do not. I personally like it. It definitely goes with my palate, but I do like the Bookers and the Knob Creeks. I think at 107 proof, this packs a little bit of a punch, but it doesn't like leave you like straggling, right? You can keep drinking it and it is so good. So definitely go and pick one of these up. At least taste it at a bar. I have seen these at a lot of bars, so you could do that as well. Lastly, now, I have heard that these are starting to go away, but at least in my area, I find them a lot. So I don't know. I picked up a few of them just in case, but this one is Bellmead Special Reserve, or Bellmead Reserve, sorry, Special Reserve is the Wellers. But this one is 108.3 proof. There was 115 and something proof a little while back. That one was replaced with this one. Either way, these are freaking good. Now, Nelson Brothers came out with the Nelson Brothers Classic and the Reserve Bourbon, which I heard, I could be wrong, I don't know, you guys comment, it's gonna take the place of this, but I still keep seeing these around. So either way, as long as I keep seeing them, I'm gonna keep buying them, and you should definitely go out and buy one. This is around $60. I think I picked this up for a little bit more than 60, but either way, this is such a great bourbon. And a lot of people don't talk about it, so definitely go and pick one up. And you even see there, Nelson Greenbrier Distillery. So you can already see that something's happening there. So definitely pick one up, and hopefully you can get one before they completely go away. Well, that is my list of 8 bourbons that you definitely need to try before you start going after those 100+ bottle bourbons. I get it. FOMO. We're all missing out. You're seeing all these YouTube reviews and talking to all these people, and they're saying how these over 100 bourbon or $100 bourbons are so good. But remember, those people probably, hopefully, tasted these and went through these in their whiskey or bourbon journey before they got to those. And you should too. At least I think so. Let me know, comment below. Let me know if I missed any. I know there's a lot of them out there. Again, I was trying to stay in that $50, $60 range. What would you put on this list? What would you replace? Is there anything that you don't like? What would you put on here? Comment below. Love talking back and forth with you guys. Hopefully some more videos are coming out soon because I'm getting back to regular schedule. So, comment below, like or dislike this video. Please subscribe. If you can do me that favor, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this rare breed, and I want you to enjoy that whiskey. Cheers.